What exactly is a RESTful API? Picture yourself ordering from a digital restaurant. Your app is the customer, the server is the kitchen, and the API is the waiter carrying each order in and bringing the result back. REST gives that conversation a clear, predictable structure, so the system stays easy to understand and ready to scale. In a client-server model, the client does not need to know how the data is stored. It simply sends an HTTP request to the API. The server receives it, runs the business logic, may query a database, and returns an HTTP response. Both sides stay independent because they communicate through one shared contract. REST treats the things in your system as resources: users, posts, orders, and more. Every resource gets an address called an endpoint. For example, /API/users represents the user collection. Add /42, and now you are pointing to one specific user, the user with ID 42. The HTTP method tells the API what action to perform. Get reads data. Post creates something new. Put or patch updates it. Delete removes it. Notice the pattern. The endpoint is a noun, while the method supplies the verb. Together, they map cleanly to the familiar create, read, update, and delete operations, also known as CRUD. Now, let's take apart a request. It usually contains a method, a URL, headers, and sometimes a body. The authorization header carries credentials. Content type tells the server that the body is JSON. When we create a user, the body might include a name and an email. The rule is simple: send the right data in the right format to the right resource. A response has its own clear structure: a status code, headers, and a body. 200 means success. 201 means a resource was created. 400 says the request is invalid. 404 means not found. And 500 signals a server-side failure. These codes let the client react immediately instead of guessing what happened. Let's follow one complete trip. The client sends post to /API/users with Lon's data. The server validates the input, inserts a new record into the database, and returns 201 created with JSON containing the new ID. After that, get /API/users/42 can retrieve the resource we just created. One final principle: a strong RESTful API is stateless. Every request carries the context it needs. The server does not depend on a previous session. Remember the formula. The URL identifies the resource. The HTTP method defines the action. The status code and body deliver the result. Keep that pattern consistent, and your API becomes easier to learn, test, debug, and scale.